All right, bruh fans, my goodness. The episode title was called Around Each Corner, and let me just say, around each and every single corner, each bruh was taking an L, or just getting slapped in the face with one. This was Season 2, Episode 18. Apparently the penultimate episode. I think I mixed up my episode number count for another video, where I said there would be 3 more left, but no. Season 2 of Bruh is only 19 episodes, and if I remember correctly, Ruthless is also 19 episodes as well. And if you're looking for my reviews, I have not watched the episodes yet. I will watch them tonight, and I will record my reviews tomorrow, so please be patient with me on that front. I finished Bruh this morning. I've watched episode 3 of the game. I'll watch episode 4 after I finish recording the videos I'm doing today. And then tomorrow I got a crap ton of videos to record. So between, late Sunday night to Tuesday afternoon, just expect a lot of content on the channel. I took a few days off because it was Thanksgiving and I needed the break. And now I'm looking at my sheet like, holy crap, I got a lot of videos to do. But, I'm hoping that as 2021 comes to a close and a lot of these shows either wrap up their current seasons or go on mid-season hiatuses, maybe late December, early 2022 will be a little less hectic for me. So, again, this is Bruh Season 2, Episode 18, Around Each Corner. I gotta say, this was a pretty solid episode for the, penultimate episode. And I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10. I think it was a definite solid score of an 8 out of 10 for this particular episode. No cutaways this time because I put a lot of work into my video last week, which was almost 30 minutes long, and it had a decent amount of cutaways, but unfortunately the video barely scraped over 700 views, so this would just be a standard review. Maybe next week during the finale I'll make an exception, but who knows. But regardless, BET Plus, please get your act together, because it took me 3 days to figure out this episode was actually on the platform, because I think I tweeted out, hey, have they uploaded Bruh to BET Plus? Apparently the episode was just randomly crammed in between episodes 10 and 12. So I kept refreshing the page until I gave up, because I was actually trying to watch it Friday, but I couldn't find it. So yeah, I finally found it this morning when somebody pointed it out to me. But yeah, but I gotta say, I don't know what shocked me more, the first scene or the ending scene, because yet again the ending had me going, why the hell is this show only 20 something minutes? We need more than 1 episode per week. So we pick up where we left off with Pam just going in on Bill. I'm not gonna lie, as much as I go in on Bill in these videos, even I was sitting here like, okay, ease up, Pam, ease up. And it's kind of like you could tell this was a mixture of her pissed off feelings towards Mike, and then just tired of the games and bullshit that the men play and this and that. But to be completely honest, when you look at everything Regina and Pam have pulled this entire season on the Bruhs, it's really not fair for her to go that hard on Bill. But even he recognizes that, hey, I'm not Mike. So, with everything going on with Mike's addiction and everything Pam just went through with him, you can understand why she's lashing out the way she is. And she's really just, venting and, I guess you could say, lashing out and transferring her anguish towards Mike onto Bill. That's pretty much what this was. But my biggest thing about this scene was, okay, Pam, you're telling him to leave, but you're blocking his path. And then when he's trying to leave, you're telling him, Bill, you listen to me, Bill, you better tell Regina what you just said and did to Natalie, or I'm going to call her. So it's just one of those things where, again, it was a good scene. It really was. The acting, just Alyssa, she knows how to portray those kind of emotions. It reminds me of the Season 1 finale, if I'm not mistaken, where she goes into Mike. And this reminds me of that scene a lot, because in that particular scene of the episode, this was after she walked in on Andy and Mike, and they weren't doing anything, but he was trying to flirt with her and everything. And that actually is this is kind of like a beat for beat for that scene where Pam overhears, Bill talking about his hard on in front of Natalie, despite the fact he just got married. And that's one thing I always give this show credit for being a self-aware. A lot of the things that piss me off are the same things that certain characters call other characters out for. Basically, they're bullshit. But, you know, again, Pam, you and Regina aren't exactly cooking with clean pots and pans yourselves. But yeah, I will admit, it was a next level low for Bill to just get married, go see someone else, admit that he's still attracted to her and is unsure what he wants. It's like, bruh, you just got hitched less than 30 minutes ago. Your wife is out buying lingerie, and yet you're backtracking. Now, it would have been completely different if the scene played out like Bill stopped by to see Natalie just to kind of thanking her for, you know, hey, you gave me some clarity earlier today. I went through with the wedding, well, you know, getting married, and I want to take your advice and talk to the male therapist you referred me to, and, you know, probably won't see you again because, you know, of our past together, but just thanks again. Best of luck. Have a good life. And then if Pam saw that, like, let's say if it ended with just a friendly hug and Pam saw that and then assumed the worst and just went off, then I could see how some drama could be unfolded from that. But no, it was just the worst thing for Bill to do what he did, and he got called out for it. And, you know, Pam was, you know, shoving him and everything, and Bill's like, hey, I'm not the one, you better stop. And that reminded me of what Fatima was doing to Zach, you know, trying to shove him out of the apartment, and he said, look, I'm not the one. Well, I'm not the one either. Get the F out, Zach. So yeah, sisters and bruh were definitely parallels in the females lashing out this week. But Natalie, you know, tries to calm her down because, like, what are you doing with what are you doing? How are you doing? Are you just okay with this, Natalie? You know, he just got married and he's up here trying to F you, and now look, it's okay. Breathe. I'll help you through it. It's like, I'm just tired of the bullshit. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on here. This episode could have been the finale. I mean, I'm actually intrigued to see what next week is going to bring. But if Tyler ended the season with this particular episode, I would have been satisfied, just to be completely honest. Part of me wants to give the episode maybe a 9 or a 10, but there were about 2 things in here I'm like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But moving on. John gets home and Alice asks, hey, what are you doing? I thought you were hanging with the boys. You know, nah, a lot of things came up. I couldn't do it. And yeah, that makes a lot of sense, you know, because if I'm not mistaken, John should be getting back from the sandwich shop after, you know, giving Bill a sandwich, helping him cope with everything he's going through. Greg has a date, and Mike, well, he's checking into rehab. Isn't that a Rihanna song? I'm pretty sure it is. Up in this rehab. See, this would be a perfect time for a cutaway, but like I said, I'm not doing it this week. So, turns out that Alice has the serial killer over, and Natalie overhears that John's there. She's upset because he's supposed to be out with the boys, but he's like, wait, I thought you were working tonight. Oh, I decided to take the night off and call your mom to get to know her. Whoa. So John's like, yeah, I'm about to be up out of here. You know, I just came to change clothes and everything. I was like, dang, what you said? Yeah, it is, Mom. Yeah, it is, Mom. And don't believe anything she tells you about me. Oh, I do believe it. What exactly did she tell you that you didn't already know? Not to mention, you know, she's there to cook some dinner, but John's like, oh, I gotta bounce. And we don't see him change clothes, yet he has different clothes on later in the... I don't know, maybe he did stop, but you know what? I'm not going to harp on it. I'll just forget it. Natalie is Mike's counselor at the rehab facility, or the weekend facility. And I thought this was a clever way to continue the Natalie character, because completely honest here, after, you know, Bill decided to get married, I thought Natalie will be, you know, like written out of the show. But this is a very clever way of keeping her around. And hell, to be honest, I know it's just a show, you know, they're actors, but I really believe the things that she says. I wouldn't mind Natalie from Bruh and Fatima from Sisters to kind of have, like, you know, like a co-host female talk show or empowerment show. I feel like you know, for men and women, I feel like they can speak truth and help people discover things about themselves that they didn't even know, or, you know, I'm just harping along, but essentially Mike is, like he wants another counselor due to the fact that, well, they know each other. And to be completely honest, it's kind of ironic because at the beginning of the season, Mike showed up in order to insert Natalie into Bill's life to prevent him from uprooting to go chase Regina to California and leaving Natalie in a whirlwind of emotions. And now here you have Natalie trying to help Mike sort through all his bullshit. It's funny how things, happen like that, right? So they do like a quick evaluation because despite wanting a new counselor, she's the one who's actually going to be doing the evaluation. He's feeling anxious, aggravated. He just wants something to help him go to sleep, some pills, not tea, because he got insomnia. Mike, I can relate to you on that one. And he just used a few hours ago. So, after just kind of rushing her out of the room, she goes to leave to get something for him to drink. And, that's that. So Bill actually gets home and tells Regina, she comes out with the lingerie, and I'm like, whoo, Victoria ain't keep no secrets this time. So she steps out, and before they can really get busy, I'm like, let me just put it this way. If this is what honeymoons are really like, I don't think I'm getting married because if this was the Titanic, this sucker just sank. It didn't split in half or hit an iceberg. It's like the boat was just on the water. Everything was going fine. And then it just sank. Bill fesses up. He kind of beat around the bush, but did admit to, here's what happened, and went to see Natalie, had a hard on, said this and that. Pam saw and heard most of it, so I'm sorry. And then Regina's just okay with it. And it's like, wait, what? And when I tell you I was shocked and appalled, before getting married to Bill, Regina had a couple slices of pumpernickel. So Peter actually stopped by the Justice of the Peace because she called him over there prior to Bill showing up and they, and them getting married. He stopped by, they talked. Apparently he was wearing gray sweatpants, and then next thing you know, they have sex in the back seat. And then this heifer gets married to Bill, which honestly, these two deserve each other. Look, at first I was just, 100% Bill, you bad, Bill. You're full of bullshit, Bill. And then I said, you know what? I'm not easing up on Bill, but Regina, you kind of asking, you're putting yourself in this situation. The guy, to Bill's credit, and I barely give him any, he's letting you know up front, Regina, I ain't shit. So if you want to get married, hey. So should I be surprised? Not really, because remember, this is the same woman who had sex with Bill in the bathroom of the sandwich shop the night of her bachelorette party, which was the day before she was supposed to get married. And she was going to go through with the wedding, no doubt, if Bill hadn't shown up to mess it up. But it turns out she said, oh yeah, in that moment, I wanted to marry Peter, in reference to the whole having sex in the back of the car. So now, and look, I watched this scene twice. It seems that Regina got married to Bill because he owes her for ruining the wedding and all this other stuff, and half. So it's like literally the ultimate form of revenge, and that's why I don't look forward to marriage, because women and men, everybody has an agenda nowadays where to weaponize marriage. I mean, they are together in season 3 based off the behind the scenes stuff, but that's some evil shit. Regina literally, and look, I could be wrong, but it just seems like she got married to Bill just because you owe me. This is the equivalent of Pokemon where Ash and his Pikachu ruined Misty's bike, so she followed him through Kanto, the Orange Islands, and the Johto region until she got a new bike because he owed her. This is hell. I can't believe it. Look, this is taking the ball and chain to a next level. So, dear Lord, Bill, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I feel kind of bad for you. But then again, she even calls out, your dumbass didn't get a prenup. Literally, I don't even know why he didn't think of that. Seriously, I mean, Bill, come on now. You thought about getting the engagement ring, inviting her to stay with you, and now all of a sudden you just didn't think of a prenup? I mean, to be honest, marriage or relationship in general, they're kind of like, well, hell, even that first date. I've said this back when I started college, when I just started talking with college girls, back in the day, I realized, damn, it's like, this isn't high school or anything. This is real deal. You talk about serious stuff. So when do you think you're getting married? How many kids do you want? Where do you plan to stay? Do you want to live close to your home, or are you going to move for a job? And what's your career path? Yeah, first dates and job interviews are essentially the same thing. You literally learn through a hour-long meeting, give or take, if the person you're quote-unquote interviewing is worth your time, effort, and attention. So, damn. Getting married, some scary shit. So when I tell you Regina, I don't think I've ever seen that look on Regina's face. So I believe Candace is the name of the actress. Kudos to her, because her and Pam, both her and Alyssa, like they were on top of maybe that's not the right phrase to use. They were at the top of their game this episode when it came to being evil, vindictive women. But you could see Pam in her anguish towards Bill. But with Regina, it's like, that's really messed up that you're going to, have marriage and use it for revenge. So, Bill, I don't know what to tell you. You shouldn't have walked in that room. But then again, he even brought up the fact, hey, so are you going to yell at me, hit me, sue me? No, Bill, that's you. You want that drama. And I'm like, that's Andy from Sisters. She loves the drama. So Regina just assures him that you mess with the wrong one and goes into the back. So I'm like, if I was waiting for Bill to go, so does this mean no honeymoon sex? I don't know why, but I thought that would be something his dumb ass would say. But I don't feel bad, Bill. You kind of did it to yourself. All right. So John goes to see Greg for advice on Lydia. But of course, he's about to have a date, so we ain't got time for this nonsense, which is another reason why I like Greg. It's like, bro, I got something going on in my life. I don't have time for a 15-minute John routine where you give me 10 minutes of filler talk instead of telling me exactly what it is. That's the thing. Look, maybe it's because I'm an introvert and I have friends, but most of the friends I went to like high school and college with, male and female, they're either married, they got kids, they got their own things going on in life. So I mean, even if I did come to them with this kind of situation, what exactly are the bros supposed to do? Like with Bill and the marriage thing, and John seeing / talking to a serial killer, even though it feels like she has an obsession over him already. What advice, like what can he do for a bro? It's like, hang in there. I don't know, but regardless, he's like, look, I got a date, you gotta go. It's like, oh no, I'll just stay here and meet her. Like, you don't know how to act, John. And well, he's actually kind of right about that. But he actually stays true to his word as soon as Darla comes in. Wow, hey, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm doing good. Well, nice to meet you. I gotta go. And I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't John meet Darla in like episode 1 or 2 of season 2 where they were in Tom's apartment, basically the same place they are now? It was John, Tom, and Mike. Darla was going around asking about if they had seen anything or experienced any kind of car break-ins or robberies recently. And yeah, it was kind of well, you know what? I'm not going to harp on it too much, but I thought it would be at least hey, nice to see you again. Well, okay, bye. So John leaves, and in the midst of Darla and Greg talking about the fact that, oh yeah, you brought my favorite wine. And she's like, oh, so you want to go out? Do you want to watch a movie? And as soon as he's like, oh no, she's like, oh yeah, it smells good in here. Not as good as you. And I mean, next thing you know, Greg is all over Darla like Cookie Monster is over cookies. But then again, didn't they change it to Cookie Monster eating vegetables or some nonsense on Sesame Street? Regardless, he was all over. No. Wait, I think it's too soon. No, it isn't. So next scene, we go over to, and that's the thing about bruh. It's like you think you know what the last scene's going to be. It's like, okay, the last scene's going to be Greg and Darla, but like the last 60 seconds or less, they'll just throw a curveball. Oh, we're going back to Bill's apartment. Regina's asleep. John's come over. At this point, it's like, John, I know you're trying to get away from Lydia and your mom, but you can't be bothering this man on his honeymoon night. What you doing? But no, it actually turns out that he's over there to actually tell Bill about the situation, about the girl that Greg's on a date with isn't what he thinks she is. And he pulls up his phone saying, look, this is the girl Darla, right? That's the girl he's seeing. But this is Darren. Wait, who? Bill's like, who's that? Darren. He's the guy I went to school with. and he actually just changed his name to Darla. And then the episode, you cannot cut a damn episode like that, Tyler Perry, but then again you did, because it's a cliffhanger ending and it has people going so for real, this honestly was a solid episode, and that's why I'm afraid of what next week has in store, because it's like, this episode was so good. You know, I'm just like, it really had the makings of a season finale. So when we go one episode further next week, I'm just sitting here like, oh man, come on. I hope it isn't bad, because this episode set the bar so high. So honestly, this was one of my favorite episodes, if not one of the best episodes of season 2. And I highly recommend you check it out. But then again, considering that now we have in continuity that Darla is possibly transgender due to John's, photos and whatnot, this might explain why Darla did not want to get undressed in front of Greg at the hospital. But given what's going on in Tom's apartment right now, you have to wonder, if they go that far, what's going to happen. Like, will Greg go, what? Or will he be like, meh, I'm into that. Who knows? But we'll just have to wait and see. So that's all I got for this episode. Around Each Corner, definitely a great episode from season 2. Since Ruthless is back on the air, I imagine a lot of you have your BET Plus subscriptions back. Next week, like I said, is the season 2 finale, so maybe you want to wait until next week or the week after. I'd recommend binging season 2. I mean, these episodes range from 20 to 27, maybe 30 minutes max. So I mean, it's easy, bite-sized entertainment. Check it out. Let me know your thoughts. As always, make sure you hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Hit subscribe, because we are less than 200 people away from 190,000 subscribers. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And if you want to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App. Bros.